Yo, what's up guys? TheInsaneGamefreak here to bring you a rant. I don't really know how to title this, but the mindset I'm going with is that you don't need to be 100% to have a valid point. That's all I'm gonna. I think that'll be the tagline, and I'll kind of come up with a title as I'm editing this video. But that's besides the point. Here we go. So this video is stemming off of something. It's stemming off of Uber Hikari's video in a sense. Not really the video itself, but in the comments of the video. The video in question I'm talking about that Uber Hikari made tonight, as I'm recording this, he made a video addressing the phone and some other anime YouTube community shit. And the video was fine. I enjoyed the fuck out of the video. This has really this isn't really related in terms of the video itself, because I grew with virtually everything in that video. I mean, my God, like I said in the comment, I downloaded that bitch. We watched that shit like 20 times. But that's besides the point. This is referring to something I saw in the comments. I looked in the comments and I saw something along the lines. People, I think this was, I saw George put something along these lines and someone else. On the lines calling Uber Hikari a hypocrite because he mentions the stuff about being a man because he called phone a coward in the video. He said the hypocrite statement was along the lines of, well, you're a hypocrite because a real man wouldn't have made a video bashing phone like this. A real man would have PM phone or taught the phone one-on-one like Uber Hikari says a real man does in the video. Here's my thing. Here's what the video is based on. This mindset that a person could be mildly wrong, because technically, in a sense, I could see how what they're saying would make sense. But at the same time, the argument, and this is the argument of the video, I don't understand how someone being maybe possibly wrong or wrong on like one portion of a video or a conversation or a point in general negates everything else they say. Because I noticed in both of the comments, and they didn't say anything about the issues that he had talked about. He didn't mention anything about the characters and the goals, anything about phone in general, or the tard subject. And also, just to throw out here, Uber Hikari, the whole George thing. Larry and George have talked that out. Mind you, they still don't, they still aren't cool, but they have talked that out. I think it was before you started making videos, actually, like maybe a week. 2 weeks before you start making videos, because it happened on a blog TV of mine. But just throwing that out there. But anyways, I don't like that fucking idea that you could be wrong on like a portion of your point and everything else is negated, even if the other shit is true. I'm going to take a few examples. I'm going to use a real life example. I'm going to use some YouTube examples just to kind of throw out, just to explain what I mean here. Let's take the real life example, because this one is like the simplest one I can come up with. Let's say you have a man, you have a father and a daughter. Let's say the father is talking to the daughter, explaining and talking to her about how that she's wearing provocative clothing and it seems like she's insecure about something. And the daughter is wearing provocative clothing, is in fact insecure about something. You know, like women today wear provocative clothing because they don't feel like men think they're pretty and shit. But the girl realizes all the things her dad is saying is true, but she negates everything, but she doesn't really give a fuck because her dad is an alcoholic. Her dad isn't at a higher standing than she is, or she doesn't view her dad on an equal standing. To me, that's what this argument is about. People not respecting the issue, the points that the other person's made being true, but only focusing on the portion, only focusing on something they can get angry at. Like, and this is what pisses me off. Like, it's like in that scenario, it's like the daughter is mad at the father just because he's an alcoholic, and just because even him being an alcoholic still was able to see something that she could see, as if her drunk alcoholic father is a lesser person than she is, just because he's an alcoholic. It's the same thing with the Uber Hikari shit. It's like, just because he may have been wrong on the hypocrite, maybe because he was hypocritical in that statement and what the video is, like, that doesn't negate his points about phone or the tards or the characters having goals and shit. about how characters either need goals and shit. Like, that's what pisses me off. And then people don't want to address those things. They just focus on the thing. They just focus on the other person's fuck up, so they don't have to address the actual issues of the damn video or the conversation. And that's what pisses me off. Like, I don't understand. Like, human beings aren't perfect. We're not going to get everything 100% right. It's just not. We are not capable of doing that. We can get fucking close, but we're not perfect. It's just the way we are. We're not perfect beings. Period. So why is it shocking if a non-perfect point is made? Because it may not be a perfect point, but that still doesn't mean there's not shit in there that's valid, or that a person's physical or background, physical standing, or their background in some sense is better. Like, you could be and people keep taking shit as face value, like not thinking beyond that shit. It's like, oh, he's a hypocrite in that one statement of his video, so by that proxy, none of what you say after that is fucking regarded. Like, he could be right. He could be right about all those things, but no. Because he made one hypocritical statement, his video is negated. Like, how fucking stupid are people to that point? And it's annoying, because that just, to me, that comes off as like people don't want to address their own problems. It's like every time, because this usually happens when it's about them, or it's reflecting something that they like. It's the same thing with, like, you know, arguing against their anime and manga and shit. It's like, I could say Bleach sucks, and a Bleach star would just come up here and say something about my physical stature. It's like, well, you're fat, so all the statements you made about Bleach is negated. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's like, I can mention 20 different reasons why Bleach sucks, and you wouldn't address any of those reasons because I'm overweight. And I hate when people do this, because people try to let the personal feelings affect their judgment. It's like, it's like you could be an alcoholic, and you could be aware, and you could not, and then you could negate, and you could just like ignore somebody who's trying to help you not be an alcoholic anymore just because of something in their lives. Or just because there's a point. Maybe there's a flaw in their entire plan. Like, the plan isn't perfect or some shit. Like, that aggravates the fuck out of me. Because it's like, how much better do you think you are for the other person's shit not to mean anything to you? Even when you know they're right. That's what pisses me off the most. Like, people who are ignorant, I'm not as mad because they're just not aware of their problems. People who are actively aware of their issues and they choose to ignore it, even when another person brings it up, and just make excuses by, like, using something wrong with them or something wrong with or a mild problem in the argument as a reasoning to negate everything, shows how weak and simple-minded you are and how insecure you are. And that's fucking bullshit. I'm going to take another example. I'm going to use one of my videos. If anyone knows, I made a video a few months ago called, Are You Tired of Getting Less? That video, if you go on that video is really ridiculous in terms of comments and likes/dislikes, because I found out like a little while later, after I made the video, after I had uploaded the video, that Yokohama had made a response to that video. And in that response, he addressed the manga chapter thing, and then like played off my video as a joke, in which case caused like a lot of his fanboys or whatever the fuck to come over there and create a whole bunch of bullshit controversy. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up as an example is because if anyone remembers that video wasn't just talking about the anime manga thing. The thing was talking about, are you tired of getting less in video games? Are you tired of getting less in your relationships? Are you tired of getting less in anime, manga, video games? It's talking about 3 different things. If you go look at Yokohama's response, I don't know the fuck if it's up or not. I don't see why he would took it down, whatever the fuck. His video is only addressing anime and manga stuff. Why do you think that is? Why do you think he didn't say anything else about the 2 other subjects I brought in the video? Because the part that made him mad was the anime and manga stuff. And the reason why is because he did manga and anime chapter or episode reviews. And the thing is that he doesn't address my points on those other things or the full point on the anime manga stuff. Like, people are afraid to admit they're wrong on one damn thing. Like, I'll give him a point for that fucking video. There's a point in the video where he mentions, why is it a big deal if people want to do anime manga chapter reviews? Because it's their damn right. You know, YouTube, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And he has a point. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But the problem is, if you ever fucking watched the video, you could see the point of the video was, why do something lesser? Why settle for something simple? I'm fine if you want to do chapter anime manga reviews. But when you've done something better and you've alienated a fan base, is when the issue comes in. What I'm referring to is that Yokohama used to do different types of videos. He used to do different types of videos. He used to appeal to more than just, you know, the fucking big three fandom. He used to do other things. And because of that, when I mentioned the whole anime chapter review thing, it ticked him off because he realized he fits into the group of those people who have done better things, who had a wider audience because of it. So instead of just admitting that he had, you know, that was the portion that he was mad about, he decided to turn it as a joke to make himself seem cooler. And then, on top of that, to add insult to injury, to show how much he was just trying to distance away from the point, he uses the troll picture they made of me a while ago as a thumbnail for the fucking video. This is my whole thing. People try to ignore the points that were valid and focus on the shit that niggas were wrong at, so they don't have to deal with the realities of the situations. And this is really, and it's bad, it's sad, because it's like people are intentionally preventing growth within themselves just to look good for a few minutes. I mean, this shit happens in the real life, in the real world all the time. Like, people sacrifice their morals and their integrity. Actors and actresses do that shit all the time when they want to get parts and shit. They sacrifice their morals and integrity, like the actresses who get naked on camera. Some women don't want to get naked on camera, but people will sacrifice their shit just to get a role. It's the same damn thing. And then when someone comes up and calls them on that shit, it's like, well, you lost. It's like, well, I don't respect you anymore because you gave up all your morals and integrity just to get a paycheck. What makes you? How does that make you any better than a hooker? And her response would be, well, who are you to talk? You weren't me. You didn't do what I had to do. Exactly. Like, people try to deviate from what the fuck their problems is and try to focus on the other person's problems to make their to get away from themselves. And it's fucking stupid. And you're probably thinking, well, why am I bringing this up relating to Yokohama or the Uber car shit? Because even though these are just video responses, at least in those situations, those are just video responses or videos in general, that shit brims from something further. Like let's take the Yokohama shit for example. If this nigga is bullshitting in terms of videos he used to make and his standard has dropped from then to now, how's that gonna make him any better in the real world? That means someone could call him on his own bullshit in the real world and he could do the same damn thing. Which, you know, to me personally, I can't really respect people who do that constantly. You've got to be willing to admit that you fuck up sometimes. Or, you know, or address your own goddamn problems. And not try to be a dick about everything because you couldn't handle the truth. Or you just didn't want to accept the reality of the situation. That's how it works. And, you know, it's just aggravating. It's aggravating and stupid and annoying. Like, what the fuck do you think you're accomplishing by trying to divert the issue? Like, your issues are going to go away because you have put the light on this other nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like the same thing with the Uber car video. It's like, does that make Phone a better person because of that one bullshit hypocritical statement? Like, does that negate everything about Phone that is or is not true? Right? Because, you know, you could know, let's put it this way, you could agree with Uber Akari in this video and still write some negative bullshit shit like he's a hypocrite just because it affected you. And the reason why I'm using George's comment as an example, because in George's comment, that first part is what it says, and then the second part is, like, by the way, I think you still having a problem with me. That's the whole thing. When people put comments like that, it's usually because it comes back and affects them in some way. Stop diverging the issue. Stop getting away from the points. That's my whole thing. Like, if you realize you fucked up, just admit to the fucking mistake. Just like I said, Yo Raw had a point, you know. It doesn't really fucking matter because you're allowed to put up anything you want, so it's not really a big deal. But at the same time, you also gotta remember, I'm just airing my grievances about shit. So even if everyone has the right to post chapter reviews, I have the right to bitch about chapter reviews. So isn't that a hypocritical statement in itself? But that doesn't make me disregard that he was right on the point that, yeah, people have the right to do what the fuck they want. Why the fuck should I care? That's not a bad point just because. It wasn't like his response. Like, look at that video. Like, okay, look at the comments on Uber Car's video calling him a hypocrite. And tell me if any of those comments really negate everything about what he said about phone or the tards or the goals conversation. Because it doesn't. The same thing with my video. You can look at Yokorama's response and tell me, does that negate everything I said about the relationships or the video games or even some of the shit I said about the anime manga stuff? No, it fucking doesn't. That's my whole thing. People make bullshit excuses that negate what the other person says, but the cruel reality of the situation is it doesn't negate it. It just allows your mind to run away from the issue. And that, to me, that's kind of a bitch move, you know. I have my own, I can admit to the shit I fuck up on. I run my mouth sometimes. I act like a dick a lot. I mean, for God's sakes, J-Man told me that one of them, in that Viz response video he did a while back. If you can't own up to your own motherfucking mistakes, you can't call yourself a person. You can't call you... And stop thinking that... Oh, one last thing. Stop fucking thinking that just because this person has a different problem than yours, or maybe a little problem, or maybe a worse problem than yours, that y'all can't still tell each other how to help each other. Or y'all can't be supportive of each other. Or that you're better than this nigga just because he hasn't worked, because this nigga was a crackhead. And he's a recovering crackhead. There is no better than each other bullshit. I don't think I'm better than Yokorama. Equal level. Equal level. Like, niggas keep acting like you can't tell me nothing just because I have a different problem than yours, or maybe a worse problem than yours. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. People keep taking everything at face fucking value, and which clouds their fucking mind and judgments and doesn't let them see the fucking truth. They always want to fucking disregard shit. I'm sorry. That's just, to me, that's a bitch move, and that's you dicking around with your own personal issues, and you won't change because of it. You'll just become worse and worse, or hiding your own fucking ignorance. I'll take a very clear-cut example. People take everything at face value because, let's take this example. You see a man shoot a woman in the street, cold-blooded. That man, and your first instinct is, oh, that man's a murderer. That man's a sick bastard. That man needs to go to jail or be executed. And you don't realize that 20 minutes earlier, she just shot both of his fucking kids in front of him. It's the same damn thing. People see what they want to see, or they only see it at face value and don't try to go beyond it. People took my rant video and went, oh, I don't like niggas who do chapter reviews. Why don't you look behind that shit? Why don't you actually look behind that? Same thing. People looked at Uber Car's video and went, oh, he hates phone. Oh, he thinks the big three are stupid. No, he's talking about the problems within it shit. He's talking about the problems he has with phone. That doesn't make phone a horrible person means he needs to die. That's just saying he's just, expressing his problems with phone. The same thing with the big three and the goals and shit. He's admitting he likes Bleach. The fuck? I'm tired of this shit where people just want to see what the fuck they want to see and just negate issues. That's my whole fucking problem. And I mean, y'all can... fuck. I'm sorry, it's just aggravating. You know, people keep fucking running away from themselves. You act like that shit's gonna change anything. And you're thinking, oh, these are just YouTube videos. Yes, but this can amount to something bigger in your life. And if you can do this shit on a hobby, you're doing this kind of shit over a hobby shit, like most people say YouTube videos are hobbies. I'm afraid to see what you are in real life situations when it comes to friends and family and fucking, real life issues, a job, your house, what the fuck ever, the women you're into or the men you're into, whatever the fuck ever. You know, if you're doing this shit on a hobby, I worry. And that's all I'm saying. People, look beyond what the fuck. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. Look beyond it. Listen to why I'm saying it. Listen to what it's being based off of. It's the same damn thing. And look at your issues. The nigga, just because the nigga is a crackhead doesn't mean he can't still tell you something about your life. Still can't tell me he can't look at you and call you on your bullshit. That doesn't make him any worse than you, but it doesn't make him any better than you either. You're on the same damn level like every other fucking human being. And for the people who think they're on higher levels than other niggas, you on some fucking egotistical godlike complex bullshit, and it's gonna burn you in the ass eventually. And you wonder why, when you get down to that final point in your life, you realize, why am I so sad and lonely? It's because you fucked up and you didn't just think. I'm done. Life's a game, play to win. Thoughts and comments are always welcome. Video responses will be welcome. That's just something that pisses me the fuck off. If you can't admit your problem, it's like how they say, the first step to recovering from a problem is to admit that you have one. Peace. Like so many random hand signs. Peace.